Well. I don't know who else partook of the TCGPlayer sale on Friday, but I certainly did, and it was delightful. I'm going to do a bit of a sales update today. So, how we did in the sale. Didn't actually sell through a ton of stuff. Sales stayed fairly consistent because, again, I have my stuff priced in a very particular way, which is good. However, what I did see sell is a few high-end singles, and more specifically, a lot of sealed fab. I had multiple case orders. I also had about 6 or 7 single boxes also sell. I had to reprice the single boxes a little bit because I realized that they were like mispriced still, which is not a big deal. But it had a great amount of sell-through. With the singles and everything else that sold on Friday, it was about a $3,500 day. That's very, very good. That made up for a few weeks of kind of lulls that I had in the fab sealed cells, sealed cells. I don't know, something like that. The sales kind of caught up though from the past few weeks. And what I had noticed is leading up to the sale, this is important, a lot of my sales kind of started trending down a little bit, and then they picked up again about the last few days before, and then obviously the cases and stuff got slammed the day of. Now, something to take note of here. Usually what happens during these sales, right? Like, I didn't buy any Pokemon this time. I've normally, historically, just crushed Pokemon. It's all I usually buy is Pokemon. This time around, I did not. In my opinion, I think Journey is overpriced. I think Destin Rivals is overpriced. Even in the peak era, when the reprints hit, those boxes for Evolving Skies. Now, those of you that remember Evolving Skies, and I remember this vividly because I was like, it's fine. It's $185 a box. It'll go lower. I can wait. That was a mistake. These sets that are literally just releasing will be reprinted. They will go down. I believe they will get down into the 180s, just like Evolving Skies did, and that's where I will pull a trigger. And now you're like, well, why don't you just buy it at $200? What's $15? Well, $15 is a lot because I pick up 40 to 70 boxes at a time. You know, 150 bucks times 10, that's 600 bucks. All of a sudden, you're almost $1,000 after 70 boxes. So that's a whole nother case of product. So at my volume and scale, yes, it does matter. I'm also very willing to be very patient on this. I would also suggest other people do the same as well. I will say what was an outlier is normally historically the way these sales have gone, there's a huge surge of sales and then everything kind of goes back down and dips. I do Pokemon data collection on the boxes and stuff because I obviously have a fairly large sealed position, so I try and track the prices. I have a nice little Excel sheet and stuff that I have, and it has like a little bar graph and everything else. And what I expected to happen was everything to kind of go up and then trend down a little bit and then kind of pitter patter and then we kind of trend up until whatever reprints hit. The actual opposite happened. These sealed prices went up almost 10% for Scarlet and Violet, and they held. Now, I don't know if they're going to continue to hold over a week or 2 weeks. However, they did go up. And caveat with this, I don't have Destin Rivals in my spreadsheet yet because it is officially not released. Once it releases and I'm actually actively tracking that and I get some inventory for it, I will then proceed to track that and add that as well. But that's not going to be tracked for another week or 2. An interesting thing that I also noticed is that a lot of stuff didn't go down. It all stayed kind of flat. And I don't know if it's because we are in a bull market right now and everything is just kind of like rocket ship mode, or if there's just legitimately so much demand and not enough production right now. And the sale didn't really matter. And everyone basically kind of like dipped off for a few weeks, and that's why stuff kind of went down and stayed flat for a while. I don't really know. It's very interesting though. I would say again, be very careful buying into Pokemon right now with the extreme hype. It will get blasted by the printers. There is more coming. Once Destin Rivals hits, I would not be a little bit surprised to see another reprint of Journey Together. Probably Surging Sparks might get hit. I can easily see Destin Rivals getting reprinted immediately because they want to slam these products. Like, they don't want them to be almost 2x MSRP on release. Like, that's crazy. They don't want that. They want stuff to get really close or at MSRP, and then they might give up. I did not end up picking up any 151, which is a bit of a bummer. I'll try and keep my eyes open for that just for deals and stuff. If you do have any good deals, shoot me an email. I'm very interested. I'm always buying stuff. Pokemon especially, I'm paying very aggressive on. I'll pay probably upwards of like 85-90% on it, sometimes higher depending on what you have. Graded and stuff I'm a little more careful on, but we'll see. And you know, I'm already getting my mail, so I will be doing a mail video for that. So that should all be here by next week. So I'll probably do a mail day Friday or something like that maybe, and I'll do all the unboxing and I'll verify everything and make sure everything's good to go, because it's going to be a lot of stuff. I need to track everything, make sure it's the right cards, conditions okay, there's no rips in boxes, etc, etc, etc. So that'll be a fun mail day. There should be around probably, I think, 30 packages I think in total. I have about 7 so far that already arrived, which is kudos to the guys that shipped that out that fast. Like, I dropped that order in the morning, y'all must have been like slam out the door like immediately. So kudos. We will see how fast some of this stuff gets here. I dropped off all of my crap this morning because I had a lot of crap too. I work, I have a life. That's too many things to do. It's hard knock life being a... Do I get to quantify myself as a content creator? I don't know if I do now, but I'm technically monetized, so I guess I am. Interesting. Whatever. So we have that now. I work full-time still. I have my business. I'm also starting a catering thing now. Like there's so much stuff I'm doing. So like it's hard for me to always be out same day. I do try, but it does sometimes there's a delay by a couple of days. Not a big deal. The other thing I wanted to make note of, right? This sale, I expended, I think it was a total of like $7 grand, I think is what it was, something like that. And I got back almost $1,000 in rewards from the TCGPlayer sale. Guys, please take advantage of these sales. Like it is the best gift to yourself that you can do as a sealed investor, collector, hustler, singles buyer, whatever. It doesn't matter. These are the most impactful things. You have to look at it from like this perspective, right? If you're paying $100 for something, right, and your employer, 401k, right, they match you 100% up to 12% of your paycheck. You should 100% contribute 12% of your paycheck because you're getting 100% ROI immediately. Brain dead option here, right? Like you're literally doubling up immediately. Always take advantage of that. Whether it's 1%, 3%, 5%, you should always take advantage of that. TCGPlayer sale, they're effectively doing the same thing. There is caps on the amount that you can pick up in a month for the 3% for the subscriber bonus and stuff. However, those uncapped sales, when they do these big subscriber bucks things, those appear to be generally uncapped. So if you can deploy $100 and you immediately get back 10% of that, why wouldn't you just immediately take the 10%? You're basically giving yourself a 10% discount every $100 you buy, plus your cashback rewards, even better. And let's say like you're in an area where there's a bunch of taxes. Okay, well now you're getting tax-free and discounted products still. It's still a no-brainer. Like even, I think I have a pretty high sales tax where I'm at like 6%. I think California is higher. I think New York, I think, is the highest. New York might be the only one where it's like a ripperoni Rex. However, I will say, when I had the sale, my largest single order was from someone in New York. So like, I don't know if you watch the channel or not. I'm not going to drop your name, but you know who you are. Kudos to the guy that bought that because, dude, you merged like $250 in store credit on that order, I think, or $300 somewhere in there. Like huge order. It was the big chunk of my sales for the day. It was one giant ass order for a bunch of cases. These are the moments where you need to take advantage of these things and deploy capital when able. It's one of those things where even if you're only shooting off like $200-300, like it's still worth it because it's $20 or $30. You can go pick up, you know, I don't know, like a prismatic vista. You can go pick up maybe not the dual land, the fetch lands. There's a bunch of fetch lands, shock lands. There's all sorts of stuff you can go pick up with $20-25. Even $10 you can pick up good singles that you need for decks and other things like that. Like it's a no-brainer, and you're incentivized to be patient and wait for these sales. And if you do that and you deploy a huge amount of money all at once, you get more recouped immediately, but you also see bigger returns in one giant lump. It also gives you a chance to save your money over the time while you wait for the sale, which is what I do. And then you also get your interest back. It's just a win-win-win-win-win-win, right? So take advantage of these sales, please. I have a video that's about this, like why I abuse TCGPlayer sales and why you should too. It has like 11,000 views. It's the most viewed video on this channel. It does incredibly well. I still get views on it to this day from when I uploaded it months ago. Those are the things you need to take advantage of, right? If you don't take advantage of those sales and monetize them properly, you're losing and leaving a lot of money on the table. And it doesn't matter at what scale you're doing this. It's one of those things where it's like every $20 or $30 counts, every $10 counts. You might be in that situation where your budget on cards is only a few $100s a year. 100% wait for the sale, because it increases your budget from $200 or $100 to $110 or $220. That's a huge amount of budget increase for someone when you're very limited on what you can spend capacity wise. And then the same thing, if you're spending $1,000, you get $100 back. It doesn't change the percentage, it just changes the amount you're spending and getting back. And that's why it's so important to take advantage of these sales, because if you're on top of that stuff and you're hitting those margins and you're hitting those markers, you can make a lot of money really quickly. A bit of an update too on the Nikki stuff. I have 6 cases. 2 of them are in master case, or 4 of them are in master cases. It is now priced at $1,350 to $1,400 a case. There will be a small wave 2 that they've already announced that they're releasing, I think in July, something like that. July, August, I don't know. I might pick up some of that, I might not, I don't know. This is going to be a $2,000+ case of Weiss. If you don't have some exposure to them, I would suggest you get some. You don't need to go, ham like I did. You don't need to go ham like Rudy does. But I would strongly suggest getting some exposure to this. You will do well in it long term, and to me, it's kind of like a no-brainer. And those things that are no-brainers are usually the ones that everyone kind of sleeps on and doesn't jump on. Another one was Azure Lane. I jumped on Azure Lane. I bought 4 or 5 cases. I sold one for $2,600 or $2,400, something like that. I talked about it in previous videos. And it's just free market moments like that when you're like, oh man, this is going to do great. And it reprinted, and now it didn't even matter. Like, it's still climbing. The reprint is going up. The first printing is going up. It's one of those things where it's probably going to hit a $4,000 or $5,000 case point at some point in the next 2 years, and at which point I will probably look to offload. I think at $4,000 or $5,000 a case, it's really tempting, because like that's almost a 4 or 5x in like 3 years. I can deploy that in a lot of places and make some serious windfalls. But again, this is why this business can be and will continue to be profitable. If you're smart about things and you compound things appropriately, and you take the money that you get in and you immediately redeploy it, you can compound your gains repeatedly. And yes, you can do the same thing if you just buy and sell stock constantly and you always win and blah, 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 blah. That's cool. I don't have time to study the market. I know cardboard very well. I buy cardboard, be dumb. I do cardboard things. Cardboard. Cardboard. So it's just efficient. And I love it. It's so much fun, and I really can't get enough. It's why I have so much cardboard. So fun times. There's great things coming in the works. And just again, friendly announcement, I am going to Collecticon in Richmond, July 26th to the 28th, I think, something like that. It's that last weekend in July. I will have some shirts to give out when I'm there. I will probably have a half a dozen with me, maybe 7 or 8, something like that. And I'll do a half dozen. I'll have a half dozen with me. I'll bring like a bunch of each size, and I'll hand them out. And I will probably do like 2 as a drawing giveaway for just like random people that are there. I'll probably throw some product out for that as well. I might do like a booster box, some magic packs, some other assorted things, and then maybe like some credit with my booth or something. I'll just, if you want like $50, I'll probably throw that as part of the price. Well, that's what I did for Charlotte last year, and that ended up doing really well. I actually ended up getting a lifelong friend out of that. Go figure. Who knew? So yeah, I'll probably do that. And then also, for those of you that are watching now as a pre-subscriber, if you come up to me and say, hey, I saw the video after the TCGPlayer sale, you mentioned about giving away a couple of shirts to some subscribers that were here visiting, come see me, mention this video, talk about this moment, and I will also have a shirt for you. I'll give away 3 of those to people. So I will bring a half a dozen shirts for me to hand out, and I will hand out 3 others to subscribers that are actually there at the event to come say hi. If you want to take photos, I'll try and do like a collection buy with you. I don't care, whatever you want to do or don't do, or just do a collection buy without video. I'm fine for it, whatever you want to do. On that note though, I'm going to go eat dinner. I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and share them videos. Bye.